With today's signing, we're pushing even further into the exciting new frontier. Just as I promised last year, the Genius Act creates a clear and simple regulatory framework to establish and unleash the immense promise of dollar-backed stable coins. This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself.
We're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers.
And the title of this session, are we ready for a new world order? A new world order.
Are we finally facing a new world order? A new financial system? In 60 days, everything changes for the US dollar. And I say 60 days because it is when the major digital crypto bill could finally make it to Congress, hit President Trump's desk, possibly by the end of September, maybe into October. It will send shockwaves through the financial world. This week was just a step one in that process. Step one was just completed this week. The media completely missed what happened this week. The biggest financial power struggle in modern history quietly exploded in the background. And if you don't understand what unfolded, you are going to be left. Because this is about who controls America's future. And that is economically the dollar, our financial system.
Signed an executive order on Thursday to create a cryptocurrency task force. The group will develop new regulations for digital assets and explore building a national cryptocurrency stockpile. This move follows Trump's promise to revamp U.S. crypto policy and position himself as a crypto president.
And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime. And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. Thank you.
It will unleash an explosion of economic growth, and with the dollar-backed stablecoins, you'll help expand the dominance of the U.S. dollar.
This is the most pivotal moment in U.S. economic history since the creation of the Federal Reserve back in 1913. The biggest wealth transfer in human history is already underway. It's happening right now. They call it the stable coin, backed by the US dollar. But think about it, dear friends. The dollar, the US dollar, is failing. In what way? If you think about it, the stable dollar is not backed by gold, it is backed by US dollar. And US dollar is backed by debt. What happens if you lean on a wall that is falling? The stable coin is not that stable. The United States has the world's reserve currency, and the world's reserve currency is now going to be digital money. So what will that mean? The implication is that the world's currency will automatically become digital, because the only way that you'll be able to transact with the US government is using digital payment only in this platform. America has become the crypto capital of the world, and President Trump is the first crypto president in history.
Let me inform you about a vote that I'm very concerned about, the Genius Act, that the Senate passed. President Trump is demanding we pass it in the House. The Genius Act has a backdoor capability into a central bank digital currency, and they are they're having a second vote on the ban on central bank digital currency. That should be included in the Genius Act. That should be a part of the Genius Act. It should not be separate. And my concern, Steve, is the Genius Act will pass, and this opens the door for a central bank digital currency. So there's things happening extremely fast, and these are things that regular Americans just are largely against. We don't want a central bank digital currency. We don't want a future government or administration that can turn our bank account on and off, and take our tax money without our agreement.
Because if you think about it, if one wants a new world order, you would have to change the financial system.
We're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights.
The reason she mentioned a digital constitution of human rights, it's because our rights will be endangered once we go cashless digital currency system. Isn't this the same warning in the book of Revelation, that all the world will wander after the beast, and those who will not comply in a certain way of worship will be killed? Dearest friends, Trump's fulfilling America's part in the anti-crisis 2030 agenda. What is the connection of the papal antichrist in all of this? Listen, dear friends, the system is now here. Not will come, it's here. What Trump is doing, the land-based America, what he's doing is nothing new. He is simply doing America's part in a bigger scheme. And yet Trump will say, let's take America out of the UN, the climate change policy, when in essence, he's really fulfilling and implementing the very agenda of the UN with this stable coin, crypto law, the papal antichrist agenda. Why? Because the UN Agenda 2030 is the papal agenda. Look at agenda number 1, our common agenda policy brief, a global digital company, an open, free, and secure digital future for all to make society digital only. And in 2023, the United Nations says we have 7 years to have this agenda accomplished. And here we have the European Union telling us that by October 2025, they will have the digital wallet. And Trump beat them by 1 month. ECB targets October to finish digital euro preparation phase. Lawmakers recently raised concerns regarding the digital euro. India is building a biometric database for 1.3 billion people, and enrollment is mandatory. Los Angeles Times. This is why Charisma News says, is India's new data system the end times mark of the beast? The nation of India has implemented an electronic data system which can control access goods and services for India's 1.3 billion people. And if anyone fails to comply, he cannot buy or sell. God is doing something. He is providentially allowing this crisis to take place so that people's focus will be turned on end-time prophecies and our great hope of the second coming. Do you realize, in the time of the C-19 pandemic, when people were conversing, debating over the vax, many people are attaching the term mark of the beast. For 3.5 years, people are focused on this one term, the mark of the beast, as if God providentially allowed the crisis to get the people to think about the seal of God and the mark of the beast. Even atheists, professed atheists, had to now take note, what is the mark of the beast? And now we have come to another crisis. And I believe that there are two issues now that will grab people's attention: the health crisis and money. Health crisis and money, the mark of the beast system, and now we have a financial system, the money, and what is being attached to it, the mark of the beast. What is God allowing now? The people of America to now begin to think about end time prophecy. When we face trials, think of the saving power of Jesus, that He can perform miracles after miracles in your life if you place your entire trust and confidence in Him. John 14:29. I have told you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe. Do you believe, dear friends? Kindly type in the comment section, I believe in the promises of God. Thank you, dearest friends. Kindly share this prophetic update and continue to preach truth found in Bible prophecy.